Hey guys, my name is Neel and welcome to Neel Workshop Zone. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about something new. We're going to be talking about a new programming language called as Mojo. Now, you probably never heard of it, but Mojo is a new programming language that has been recently becoming pretty famous for its unique features. So today we're going to be talking about Mojo and how was it formed, what are its features, and we're going to be comparing Mojo with Python to see what makes Mojo special than Python, its disadvantages, and finally whether if Mojo is a new upcoming competitor to Python. So without any further ado, let's talk about it. So first of all, let us learn. So what is Mojo? So Mojo is a new programming language that combines the usability of Python with the compatibility of C++, making an unparalleled compatible programming language. So this programming language was first made in, I would say in May of 2023, and it was developed by Modular Inc. So Mojo will be actually releasing this September 2023. So Mojo was originally not the plan for the Modular Inc. developers. Originally they were trying to make a platform so that machine learning and AI could coexist. But while they were doing that, they noticed that it was hard to do something like that because there wasn't any potential options for them to, mix the code of AI and machine learning, to put it in simple terms. So finally this led to the creation of Mojo. So Mojo, like I said, does run Python code, but it also does need to learn, we also need to learn some new code to understand Mojo. So now that we understood what basically Mojo is, we won't get into details of how Mojo works or what we need to learn, but for now we'll compare it with Python and learn about what makes Mojo special. And in the upcoming episodes we'll learn about Mojo and how to use Mojo. So now let me take on my dust real quick. So now let's talk about the differences between Mojo and Python. So first of all, Mojo, we can take it as statically typed language. So this means that the data types or the variables are declared. So this makes it that the code is hard to read, but it does reduce the probability of getting an error. On the other hand, Python is a dynamically typed language, so the data types or the variables are not declared. So this could lead to the code being easy and readable, but could lead to a lot of errors down the line. So Mojo is technically less likely to get errors. On the other hand, Python is more likely to get errors. But on the other hand, Python's code is more easy to read. On the other hand, Mojo's code is not that easy. Now, talking about performance, Mojo is much more faster than Python, right? Because it uses AI and it uses a lot more of advanced tools. On the other hand, Python can be made faster by using extra tools, and even though Python could be technically made faster, Mojo is overall much more faster compared to Python because Mojo is much more advanced, like I said. So in terms of performance, Mojo takes the lead. So Mojo is faster than Python, whereas Python is faster but not as faster. So in terms of performance, Mojo wins. But that doesn't mean that Python doesn't have any advantages compared to Mojo. Since Mojo is a newly developed programming language, it doesn't have that amount of, tools and libraries to help it in the long run. Even though Mojo has a much more growing community than Python, Mojo does not have the amount of support for tools and libraries that Python has, which makes Python much more tools, it makes Python have more amount of tools and libraries, while Mojo doesn't have that many amount of tools and libraries, at least for now. And since Python has a much more bigger community than Mojo, it makes Python much more easier to search for it makes Python much more easier to troubleshoot. Like for example, when you're having an error, it is much more easier to search in Google on what to do when you have an error for Python than for Mojo, because Python, there are much more experienced people on Python than there are for Mojo. So that is where Python also gets it up. So Mojo overall looks like it might be better than Python, but there are still more advantages for Mojo. First of all, it runs in machine code, and it also runs code related to artificial intelligence and machine learning, which makes it much more compatible and makes it much more advanced, like I said multiple times, than Python. So those are a lot of advantages for Mojo and Python. Now, would be the big question, which is better, Mojo or Python? Well, even though both of them have its advantages and disadvantages, both of them can be used for multiple and different things. So for example, if you're working on, let's say, if you want an easy language to learn and something just for simple tasks, then Python is the way to go. But if you want to learn something for the long term, which has a much more steeper curve to learn, but you also need something that when you do learn it, it's much more easier, advanced, and has much more powerful, then Mojo is the way to go. So even though Python is a great programming language, I think that Mojo might be the future for programming. At least that's the direction that Mojo is going in. So yeah, thank you for watching this video related on Mojo. There will be more videos related to this that will be on the way. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out any new videos. And that's all folks, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.